The DoorMod allows you to quickly and easily create a door. Since the DoorMod is a container mod, it has a container nested inside of it, and whatever we put inside this container will become a functioning door. Right above the user prefs, we see a message that says, "Door controls are not included." The DoorMod is just a door. You can have the door in the open or closed position when the game starts, but if you want to be able to open and close the door during the game, you'll need another Smob to act as the door controller. The click area Smob is perhaps the best option if you want something to click on. You can put the click area over the door to make the door itself clickable, or you can put the click area over a wall panel. You can find the click area in the Utilities folder. The detection area is probably the best option if you want the door to automatically open when you walk up to it and close when you walk away from it. You can find the detection area in the Utilities folder. Instead of the click area or detection area, you could use a lever or a push button or even a button on your keyboard. You could also use a pressure plate that you stand on. You can just about use any Smob object to control your door. Let's go over the user prefs now. The first thing we see is a hover me. That means if you place your cursor over the words hover me, you'll see some very useful information, but I'll be going over that information as we progress through this tutorial. Next, we have a door type. This determines how the door will function. Swing 90 will make the door swing open 90 degrees. Swing 175 will make the door swing open 175 degrees. And sliding will make the door slide open. Open on startup will put the door in the open position at the start of the game. If you want the door to be closed when the game starts, just leave this option empty. Lock on startup will lock your door. If the door is in the open position, then the door will be locked open, and if the door is in the closed position, it will be locked closed. Door speed determines how fast or slow your door will open and close. Sound effects are optional. If you want your door to have sound effects when it opens and closes, you'll want to drag your sound files in these fields. Door opening SFX will play a sound when the door begins to open. Door opened SFX will play a sound at the moment your door is completely open. Door closing SFX will play a sound when the door begins to close. Door closed SFX will play a sound at the moment your door is completely closed. There are 6 events. Door opened happens as soon as the door is completely open. Door closed happens as soon as the door is completely closed. Door locked happens the moment the door becomes locked. And door unlocked happens the moment the door becomes unlocked. Query result open happens anytime the door is queried while it's open, and query result closed happens anytime the door is queried while it's closed. Let me give you a couple of demonstrations on how to use the DoorMod. I have 2 3D cubes in my scene which I've made to look like doors and added a rigid body. Right now they're just static objects that do absolutely nothing. I'm going to turn one of them into a door that swings open when we click on it, and the other into a door that slides open when we walk up to it. Let's start with a door that swings open. I need to drop a DoorMod into my scene and set the door type to one of the swing options. Let's select Swing 95, which will allow our door to swing open 95 degrees. Let's also change the door speed to something less than 0.5. We'll leave the rest of the options as they are. Since I'm going to make a door that swings open, the DoorMod will act as the door hinge, which means I need to position the DoorMod to where I want my door hinge to be. Let's place it at the front left edge of our door object. This is where the hover me info comes in handy. With the DoorMod facing upward, our door will swing open counterclockwise, but we need our door to open clockwise. To make our door swing open clockwise, all we need to do is rotate our DoorMod so that it points downward. Now that we have both the DoorMod and the door object positioned properly, we need to put the door object into the DoorMod's container. We do that by expanding the DoorMod in the hierarchy, and then place the door object into the container. All that's left to do is make it open and close by clicking on it. For that, we need to use the Click Area utility. Let's navigate to the Utilities folder, and once we find the Click Area, let's drop it into our scene. Since we want to be able to click anywhere on our door, the Click Area needs to encompass the whole door. To do that, we need to make sure the box collider component is expanded so that we can actually see the clickable area. All we have to do now is position and scale the click area appropriately. Just be sure to scale the click area object and not the box collider. Now that the click area is positioned, we need to make it control our DoorMod. With the click area selected, I'm going to drag the DoorMod to the area clicked event and then tell it to toggle our door open and close. There's one more thing we need to do. We want the clickable area to stay with the door, which means we need to put the click area object into the DoorMod's container. Now we're ready to test our door. Looks like everything works perfectly. Let's make the other door now. I need to drop another DoorMod into the scene and set the door type to sliding. We'll leave the rest of the options as they are. Since we are creating a sliding door, we need to pay attention to the green line that appears on the DoorMod when it's selected. The green line represents the slide distance of our door. We also want it to point in the direction that we want our door to slide open. I want my door to slide to the left, so I need to make sure the green line is pointing to the left. I'm going to position the blue line on the right edge of my door. I can now scale my DoorMod uniformly until the end of the green line is where I want the right edge of my door to be when it's fully open. Now that I have the DoorMod and the door object positioned properly, I need to put the door object inside the DoorMod's container. I want the door to automatically open when I walk up to it, so I'm going to use a detection area as the door control. You can find it in the Utilities folder. I'm going to drop one in my scene, and after making sure the box collider component is expanded, I'm going to scale the detection area box object so that it extends outward from my door in both directions. It needs to be big enough that it detects me before I reach the door. Now that I have positioned and scaled to my liking, I need to connect it with my DoorMod. With the detection area selected, I'm going to drag the DoorMod to the player entered event and tell it to open the door. I'm also going to drag the DoorMod to the player exited event and tell it to close the door. I don't want the detection area to move with the door, so I don't want to put it in the DoorMod's container. However, if I ever decide to reposition my DoorMod, it would be nice to have the detection area relocate with it. To do this, I can just put the detection area in the DoorMod itself, but not the container. Let's test it out and see if it works correctly. Looks like everything is working the way it's supposed to, and I hope you found this tutorial both useful and helpful.